Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 4.4. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, we're being introduced to the concept of Asmita, the I consciousness, and how the Yoga Sadhak uses the Asmita Matra to actually power the Chitta or the Nirmana Chitta that he or she is working towards. So let's take a good look at this sutra, start breaking it up word by word and understanding how exactly the yogi is able to transfer this portion of the Asmita Matra into another Nirmana Kaya or Nirmana Chitta. So the sutra itself goes, Nirmana Chittanya Smita Matrat. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now let's start breaking it up word by word to understand it a little bit better and to see what exactly it is trying to communicate. So first of all, it starts with the Nirmana Chitta portion, and as we've learned, this Nirmana Chitta is the creation of the Chitta in another new Prakritic body that the yogi or the Yoga Sadhak has chosen. Alright, so this is that Nirmana Chitta. And then coming to Asmita Matra. So Asmita refers to the I sense or the I consciousness, and Matra means mere. So the real essence of the I consciousness is known as Asmita Matra. Now what is being said in this particular sutra is that these artificially created chittas that we see, we are constantly going to think about how are they being powered, right? Because if we constantly believe that the Purusha gives the potentiality of action and observance to the Chitta, then how is a new Chitta going to act without the presence of a Purusha? That's a very important question that this sutra is answering, which is saying that the I consciousness or the I principle of the Yoga Sadhak is what he or she transfers into that Nirmana Chitta, which then powers up that Chitta to perform certain sanskaras or actions. So this is what the sutra is trying to tell us. Now let's go even deeper into the sutra and start understanding how this becomes possible. Now, as part of this particular sutra, we once again need to focus on the theory of the karma siddhanta, which really helps us to understand that as you sow, so shall you reap. And keeping that in mind, we know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And that is literally what the law of karma is all about. Now, since we know that, the yogi cannot escape the results of certain actions of past lives or even the present life until coming to the path of yoga that he or she may have done. These could be both good karma as well as bad karma, but either way it needs to have that reaction that will balance it out. So in this case, what the yogi does, because he or she knows that without exhausting the karmas, there is no going into Kaivalya. If there is leftover karmas and sanskaras in the karmashaya, which is the storehouse of the karmas, then that's it. You cannot escape it. You will have to take another life form, continue that, then go through the process of yoga again, maybe come somewhere near Nirbija Samadhi, and maybe hope for Kaivalya. So instead of all that, once the Yoga Sadhak has become so awakened and he or she recognizes that they're very close to Kaivalya now, they now want to finish up their entire storehouse of karma within this lifetime itself, or at the most within 1 or 2 lifetimes. So since that is the commitment that the Yoga Sadhak is making and they really want to finish it off, finish the karmas, move to the Kaivalya realm and into the infinite, so what they try to do is they really try to use up the leftover sanskaras in such a way that when they're using them up, they're engaging in nishkama karma, which means while using up those karmas, they're not creating new karmas because they're not attached to the fruits of the action. So this requires, as we were discussing in the previous sutra, it requires the existence of certain organisms or certain bodies to carry out this karma, which essentially the chitta of the Yoga Sadhak embodies or inhabits before another chitta has come to this organism or body type. And once that happens, that organism, that element of Prakriti starts now to use up all the karmas from the chitta and the karmashaya of the yog sadhak. Now, a very important point to note here is what we're all thinking about is how is this new Prakritic body able to act with just the presence of the chitta? It technically should not be possible because we know that we need the Purusha in order to incite the chitta to act, right? That's something we've all studied in the Sankhya theory, we've understood that. So how is this happening exactly? So that is why the sutra is saying that the Asmita principle, the I consciousness, which is really a part of the yog sadhak, that I consciousness is ajada. It has maximum potentiality. It can move, it's movable. So that I consciousness is taken and fit into that particular organism, which then powers its sense of I or self and allows it to act. So that's how, through a piece of the I consciousness of the yog sadhak, that organism begins to act and consider the Asmita Matra, I sense, which gives it the fuel to perform certain activities. So this is a very important sutra because we would keep getting confused as to how are these new bodies acting without the presence of Purusha, because the yog sadhak is not able to assign a Purusha to that new body, right? Because Purusha is immovable. It's not within the control of the yog sadhak. The yog sadhak can only use Prakritic elements and bring those under control. But the Purusha remains an observer, a mute witness that cannot be controlled or used by the yog sadhak. So please, this is really, really important. We must remember that it's the Prakritic realm which comes under the yog sadhak's control. And then once he or she is able to use that, therefore they're able to use the Asmita, the I consciousness, which is again in the realm of Prakriti, and they're able to put that potentiality of I into the new Nirmana Kaya or Nirmana Chitta, which allows it to act or to perform with a sense of individuality that is necessary to carry out those actions. Alright, so we have to remember these could be good actions, bad actions, whatever, but they need to be nishkama karma, actions that are not conducted for the reward of the action. So in this way, what happens is the yogi or the yog sadhak can go on creating as many bodies and organisms as is required to exhaust the karmashaya within this lifetime, and all of them get powered by that sense of I or asmita. And then once all of that is used up, the aim is to just go back into the infinite and not remain as part of this world, so to merge with the infinite once again. So this is really the aim of the practice, and this is why the Asmita Matra is being introduced to us in this particular sutra. So I hope that you've been able to understand how exactly this is coming about and in what way the yog sadhak uses this in order to, finish up the karmas in the karmashaya. So that's all for this particular video, Sutra 4.4. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you've been able to understand how exactly this becomes possible for a yog sadhak. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and also don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, especially those that are studying yoga or yoga philosophy. Apart from this, please do subscribe to our channel as we release new videos every single week, and we love to stay connected and in touch with you. And if you're looking forward to joining in for our classes and courses, the links to them are in the description, so feel free to join in and we'd love to see you. Now with that, we're going to see you in the next video. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and we're going to see you very soon. Namaste.